All right. Welcome to another video. In this one, we are going to continue down the how to counter series. The last video on countering normal attack damage and hybrid builds seemed to work really well, and I've been asked to do something about Energy Regen. So here goes. There are a lot of Tower of Knowledge skills that you can use to counter hyper energy regen builds. Think of immortals like Hippo, maybe a Khan with Adrenal, Loki builds, Kubilai Khan, those kind of immortals. When you are faced with an enemy that relies on one of these guys having extremely high energy regen, getting their ultimate abilities off fast, then you can counter that with various different Tower of Knowledge skills. Countering it is based on what your enemy is running, like what actual energy regen Tower of Knowledge skills do they employ and use. And in this one, we are going to have a look at how we can counter that. Before we get too far in though, the usual reminder to spend wisely. You are most likely a spender of some sort. Maybe you spend a little bit, maybe you spend a lot. Regardless of how much you spend, you always want to spend as efficiently as possible. That is done with Huawei, the Huawei campaigns. Huawei has a pay and save campaign right now. It's the same kind of thing that we've seen in the past. So it is spend $1, get a flower, get all of these flowers accumulated and redeem them for coupons and get big discounts on your purchases. You're going to be able to save upwards of 20% on your purchases, which really is quite a lot in the end. Regardless of how much you spend, 20% more value. That's just brilliant and something that we all want to have. You should also go and join the AppGallery Discord. In there, there's a giveaway channel, campaigns, quizzes and sort of mini games being held there by the mods. It's really nice, and you can get some free rewards in there. There's also moderators and people who can help you set up AppGallery and set up Infinity Kingdom on your AppGallery app and get access to all these nice campaigns. And the last thing is just the usual mention of the old friends 50% discount. That is also a thing that they are still doing. So if you are a returning player, you haven't been active for a while, haven't spent for a while, go ahead and get a big discount on your first purchase. So Energy Regen. You can face many different kinds of enemies that run different kind of builds to all generate as much energy as quickly as possible. For instance, most people running Hippolytus, you want to get her ultimate off real fast, and you want to get it off as often as you can. I'm running Hyper Energy Regen build on my Hippolyta. It works extremely well, and she can do some pretty damn ridiculous damage if she is not countered. Not only is she doing a lot of damage, but she's also controlling. So as you can see in this one, she's actually dealing more damage than my full damage stack Woo. And on top of that, she is reducing your attack speed and your energy regen. That is just incredibly powerful and something that you want to counter. Likewise, we are faced with, enemy Genghis Khans. Maybe you're running a healing setup. The enemy runs a Khan with Adrenaline Rush. Because when Khan gets his ultimate off very quickly, then you get wounds on you very quickly and your healing stops. You want to counter that, and you want to give yourself a window to heal. Depending on tech levels, this can actually, countering Adrenaline Rush on Genghis Khan can enable your Water Dragon, for instance, to hit his healing before wound supplies. Again, that is dependent on technology and other stuff as well, but you definitely want to counter that. Loki is also becoming an increasingly used immortal. More and more players are getting him, and he is just he's ridiculously powerful. When faced with a Loki, you are most likely faced with a Loki with an attack speed Adrenaline Rush build. Some people even run Wind Rage to get extra normal attacks and more Adrenaline Rush regen. You want to counter that as much as you can, because Loki's ultimate is just incredibly powerful. So there are different kinds of ways, as you can see in the snapshots that I've put in here. There are different mechanics to how to generate energy. You got your energy burst, critical hits, regen energy. Energy burst is on a 3-second internal cooldown. To anybody who didn't know, I made a video about that a while back when that was actually changed, but just a quick mention here that it is on a 3-second cooldown, so bear that in mind. Rage Blessing, that's just pure energy regen for 3 units, very good. Adrenaline Rush, that is a massive energy boost based on normal attack speed, on normal attacks. So these are the 3 primary energy regen tower knowledge skills which we are going to be countering today, because you can counter them in different ways. There are of course some universal stuff that always counter all kinds of energy regen, but there are also some more specific ones to counter each and every single regen skill. First up, we will be countering Energy Burst, nullifying critical hits. So you got your control effects, you got your silence. Silence is particularly powerful against energy regen because it prohibits, or well, it nullifies energy regen while you are silenced. That is, not only can it interrupt ultimate ability casting, but you can't regen energy once you are silenced. So that is quite powerful. You can do that in multiple ways with the silence talent. You can also do that with Siren's Gaze later on. But with silence early in the game, it can be an incredibly powerful tool. Thump is something, it's a stun effect. When you're stunned, you can still regen energy, but you can't do anything, so it can work pretty okay against energy regen and ultimate ability reliant heroes. Moreover, critical hits. Sometimes you are faced with someone, let's say a Hippolyta. She deals physical damage. She relies on critical hits with her energy burst to deal physical damage and regen energy. But if you dodge, she doesn't hit you, and she can't crit, and she can't regen energy. So you can run something like Misleading and After Image and get some very good dodge rate on you. This again depends on talents and depends on your dragon skills. If your enemy has enough accuracy, then this becomes unreliable. But until that point, getting dodge can actually help you nullify energy regen. Something not a lot of people are thinking about. You also got your universal suppression, energy suppression, just an overall amazing tower of knowledge skill. It reduces the enemy energy regen for the beginning of the fight, and it is just universal, extremely powerful to counter energy regen. Malice is the last thing, and it is specifically to counter energy burst, because as I said, energy burst, it is based on critical hits. Malice reduces the enemy chance to critically hit you. It boosts your resilience, and hence you are less likely to be hit with a critical hit, and the enemy can't regen that energy. Very good. Secondly, we have countering Adrenaline Rush. So here you want to disrupt normal attacks, because as we said earlier, energy regen is based on hitting with a normal attack. If you have Adrenaline Rush, it has a 50% chance to proc on normal attacks, regening 150 energy. Very powerful. But again, you can silence, you can stun, you can prevent energy regen and prevent the enemy model from doing anything. You can also employ the same kind of dodge thing as we had before with critical hits, because I mean, normal attacks, they don't hit if you dodge. All normal attacks are physical damage, so you can dodge all kinds of normal attacks, even on mages. You also got your attack speed reduction. This is specifically against Adrenaline Rush because we rely on normal attacks for Adrenaline Rush to work. So if you reduce the enemy attack speed, you reduce the enemy's the time it takes for your enemy to make a normal attack. So less normal attacks, less procs of Adrenaline Rush. Very good. You can do that in a couple different ways. You can do that with paralysis, which is an aura effect. You can employ that and just flat reduce 15% attack speed. You can do that with root effects. Should these be under control? Maybe, but they are specifically attack speed reduction effects, because root is a control effect that only prohibits normal attacks. So the enemy is still regening normal energy. It's not a silence effect. They can still cast ultimate abilities. It's not a stun effect, but they can't attack you. They can't normal attack you, and hence they can't use adrenaline rush while rooted. And again, you have your universal suppression. Energy suppression is just a brilliant talent for anyone wanting to counter energy regen. Third up and last, we have the Rage Blessing. Rage Blessing is more tricky to counter because it's not based on critical hits, it's not based on normal attacks, it's just a flat energy regen boost for 12 seconds on 3 immortals. That means that you can not counter it with things like malice and dodging and stuff like that, but you can still counter it with control effects. Silence does still prevent energy regen. Stun, again, it doesn't prevent energy regen, but you can get some very lucky stuns that prevent enemy from casting their ultimate ability. So you can interrupt if it hits right. Silence effects is more powerful and something that you want to employ against Rage Blessing builds. Likewise, the universal suppression is just kind of the exact opposite of Rage Blessing. It nullifies it by reducing energy regen in the same seconds and a bit more. So, quickly before sort of moving on to the grand scheme, I quickly want to mention the water dragon, because the water element is perhaps a bit underrated by many people. A lot of players hate it just because it's very easy to counter with earth if not set up right. But it does have a very powerful counter to energy regen, because you can spec into a specific dragon talent tree where you have your ice breath reducing or eliminating enemy energy regen for 11.2 seconds. That is a long time. 11.2 seconds with 0 energy regen. That is quite massive and an extremely powerful control mechanic if you are looking to counter energy regen builds specifically. So just a quick mention on that, obviously, because it is all energy regen that counts for countering everything that we've gone through today. So that leaves us with all of these different skills. All of these skills are, as I've gone over, some of them are universal, some of them applies to all kinds of energy regen, and some of them are more specific. You want to do malice against energy burst, you want to do paralysis against adrenaline rush, you want to do your silence effects against all of them. You can employ dodge on some occasions if you have the right conditions, if you have the right enemy with low talents, etc. You can get some dodge rate up there and counter the first two, but not Rage Blessing. Rage Blessing, you need hard control or suppression. That is all for countering energy regen. A reasonably quick video and overview, and something that is quite important to know about, because countering energy regen is something that you will need to do if you want to succeed against many of the most popular builds out there. So very good to know, and I hope that I answered all the questions that you guys have been asking me. There's been quite a few questions about energy regen and countering these kind of builds, so here is my 5 cents on that. Thank you very much for watching. I am Myrak, I'm from server 105. You can find me there, you can find me on Discord, you can find me on the IK Wiki website. Go ahead and leave a like, whatever you do, comment, etc. Thank you, and see you on the next one. As always, please do subscribe to the channel. I consistently release new content here on the IK
channel and on the official IK Wiki website. Links are in the description. On these channels you can find guides from everything in IK, from events to talents, passives, finished builds and game mechanics. With that, I'm gonna leave you, and as always, thank you for watching and see you for the next one.